Hello, everybody. Welcome, and
Hi,
greetings
everyone.
to another lunchtime live here at Fresh Faces Cosmetic Medicine. Next to me is, of course, the beautiful nurse Lisa with her growing fan club, apparently, like just by all the emails that she's been getting. So, welcome. So today we want to talk a little bit about it's now getting into autumn or winter. What comes after summer? Autumn. And your skin's a bit damaged. You've been out in the sunshine probably a bit too much, if I know most of you. And your skin's a bit dry, it's a bit sun damaged, beaten up. What are we going to do to try and get it looking back to its former glory? So there's a few things that are happening really after sun damage. And not just sun damage, but also in the personal wind damage as well is significant. And these two things combine particularly to cause surface skin damage, where there's actually injury to the skin cells themselves, and to also cause a cumulative loss of skin hydration, which ties in with some of the age-related change that happens in the skin. And I think Lisa certainly is quite passionate about sun-related skin damage, aren't you?
Yes, I am actually. And preventing it also with the sunscreen and being sun smart too. But we live in an amazing climate where we get to spend lots of time outdoors, and it's not always easy protecting it from the sun, and we want to enjoy life too. So
Absolutely.
What do we do now? What do we do?
Well, the first thing that we do is, well, now that summer's gone, we stop damaging our skin and try and stay out of the sunshine. But then the next thing that we need to do is, first of all, is get rid of some of that surface dead skin and damaged skin. Skin's incredible stuff. The actual cells themselves can't replace themselves. They can't heal themselves. What they do is they actually divide and copy themselves. Now that, in theory, is a fantastic process. You know, your DNA divides, it copies itself, then the cell divides, you get two brand new cells there. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of an issue with that process, and then every time your cells divide, there's a fractional loss in the DNA. Now, what's DNA? DNA is the hard drive of the cell. That's how I describe it. It's the thing that gives your cell its instructions on what to do, so to make different proteins. Now, the proteins that we all really know about are hyaluronic acid. Well, no, we don't know. I'm going to bring in hyaluronic acid at the end, but we all know about elastin. We all know about collagen and skin springiness. What we don't know about is this stuff called hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is really, really important for our skin's hydration, its youthfulness, and its plumpness. We're starting to see a lot of cosmetic products from the big manufacturers appear having hyaluronic acid in them. And isn't that marvelous? If you rub it on the skin, it's going to make your skin hydrated. Unfortunately, that's not strictly and completely true. So we've got products here with the same stuff. Hyaluronic acid loves water. Your skin is waterproof. So it's not going to penetrate to the kind of depth where we actually want it to be to do its really, really good work.
And then also, Dr. J, if your skin is damaged, it's not even going to hold it once it's in there, if that's the case too.
So there is only, unfortunately, one way to get it in there, which is to inject it in there, which sounds a bit terrible and brutal, but it's actually okay. So hyaluronic acid, the way to think about hyaluronic acid is when you're younger, if you look at, say, a baby's skin, is perhaps the best example of this. It literally, it's bouncy. You can kind of bounce a coin off it.
And this one.
Yeah, you just want to go like that. You don't want to do that to me, but you probably want to do it to a baby. And it's because it's got this thick, wonderful skin, which is full of moisture, water, it's also full of fat. Now, the moisture is held in the skin by the stuff called hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid holds about 3,000 molecules of water for every molecule of hyaluronic acid. So it's got a huge affinity for water. And that's what gives our skin its hydration, its plumpness. As we get older, we stop coding for, and we've already talked a little bit about collagen and elastin, but we also stop making our own hyaluronic acid. And that means that our skin starts to lose its own intrinsic volume. Okay, and how does that appear? We start getting almost kind of this orange peely appearance to our skin. It loses its intrinsic volume. This isn't to be confused with the loss of volume from under the skin, which, for instance, you can see here as my fat pads disappear from under the skin. You start seeing my cheekbones more clearly. It's not that loss of volume. This is a loss of volume from within
the skin itself.
Within the skin itself, and it's due to a loss of hydration. So how can we get around that? Unfortunately, simple skin rejuvenation stuff doesn't really help that. We can switch on collagen production and elastin production with rejuvenative therapies, but we can't switch on hyaluronic acid production as well. So what we do here is we've got this stuff called skin boosters or beauty boosters, which is a liquid form of hyaluronic acid. Why do I say a liquid form of hyaluronic acid? Well, normally when we use hyaluronic acid in fillers, and different fillers have different properties depending on how long the molecules of hyaluronic acid are and how cross-linked the different molecules are. So they've got different stiffnesses and consistencies of these gels. Now, that's great if you're lifting somebody's cheek with a filler, but if you're trying to pump their skin, it's not going to work very well. So we use a completely non-cross-linked, short molecular chain hyaluronic acid. It's a completely liquid gel. And so once it's instilled into the dermis, which we use with a delivery device, it actually then goes literally straight into the dermis via needle, and you get an immediately plumping of the skin immediately post-treatment. You're a little bit red and kind of swollen after the treatment, but you can already see how the skin is filling out and plumping out. And that, for us, is the best way to actually hydrate your skin. That can actually then be combined. One of our kind of things that we do here is combine it with something called platelet-enriched plasma therapy, which is one of the ultimate rejuvenative treatments that we offer. And you combine the two, deliver it both injected to a set depth of the dermis. And we see really spectacular results. And we've got some of our clients, you're supposed to have a course of 3 of these treatments, is what we recommend. And they come back after their course of 2 treatments and they're like, we love it so much, we want it some more. And sometimes we've got a unfortunately decline because it's not required. But certainly, Lisa, the other thing that we were going to talk about today was sun damage. And we can see, usually after the summer, we're all a little bit worse than normal. If you're a woman, you may have problems with melasma. If you're a man or a woman, you may have small pigmented patches. And Nurse Lisa gets absolutely spectacular results with the use of our IPL machine here, don't you?
Yeah, no, I do. And I look at it as like clearing the canvas, clearing some of that damage done from the sun over summer. I won't treat anybody until you have had no sun exposure on that area for at least a month afterwards. So sort of this month or next month is the best time to get treated. But basically the IPL works on using a broad spectrum light to scatter into the tissue, and it's targeted and absorbed by the melanin, which is the abnormal pigmentation spots. The light energy is then absorbed by that and turned to heat energy, and it destroys it. The skin's way of getting rid of anything that's dead is then pushing it up to go through the epidermis. So it goes darker, comes up to the top, and then as your cells exfoliate away, you're left with less or no pigment.
Fantastic.
It also helps with the redness associated with the sun or rosacea as well by targeting the blood in the capillaries, and then the body just flushes that through the lymphatic system, leaving you less red as well.
Now, we've actually got a picture of that on our Instagram. For those of you who are Instagram followers, just click into our gallery. You can see it before and after just one treatment of IPL to some pigmented lesions. Really quite spectacular results. What Lisa can do there perpetually blows me away. I'm always fascinated by the witchcraft that she perpetrates with this machine. The other thing that works particularly well after summer is our carbon laser peel. It's called the China doll peel for a reason in Southeast Asia. After a few treatments, all your pigmentation really does settle down, your skin tone smooths out, and you get the added benefit of at least massaging your face for 10 minutes at the end of it, which I am told is particularly pleasurable. I have yet to experience this, as she point blank refuses to give me one for some reason, and I don't know why. Why is that, Lisa?
I'm not sure, Dr. Jackson.
Okay, she's being professional because we're on camera. Okay, now you've got some things that you want to talk about in terms of skincare, didn't you?
Yeah, I just wanted to throw a couple of ingredients out there that I think is important in the rehabilitation of the skin post summer, and that's vitamin B3, niacinamide. It helps revitalize the skin and improve the skin's immune system and improve its radiance as well, make it glowing. And also my favorite, retinaldehyde, to repair the damaged DNA. So like you were saying before about the DNA, vitamin A actually has the ability to get into the mitochondria and fix that.
Oh, fantastic!
Yes.
Look, you learn something new every day when you watch here and Fresh Faces Cosmetics. That's something new that I didn't even know. So
it's the only thing that there are scientific papers to say that
that's
actually
fantastic.
happens.
Okay, well look guys, we're out to pretty much what we wanted to cover today. Have any of you got any questions? We've got some few people who've signed in and waving back to you. If you can give us some love and thumbs up and hearts, apparently that sends our message out better to the world. But if any of you have got any questions, now's your moment to ask them. Just text away, they'll come up on our screen. We'll give you a second or two, and then if we don't hear anything, we'll fade to some good tunes. Oh, thank you. We're getting some love there. That's lovely.
Yay.
Thank you so much. As no questions coming through, what we're going to do is
say if there is anything that you would like to discuss about your skin, please give us a call through our bio or text the number there and book in for a complimentary consultation with either one of us, and we can help you with your plan to rehab your skin.
All right, so be well and stay fresh. Okay, bye.
See ya.
How do I end this month?
The big red button.
Oh, end on the big red button saying end live video. Okay.